Hey guys, I'm HOJ, and in today's video, we'll be doing another best of one standard event with a mono white tokens deck. I was kind of looking at different mono white control, mono white tokens decks that were out there, and I saw there was a deck on November 7th which took first place at an RCQ. So it kind of got me thinking, and all the links for the deck list, as well as all of my playlists, the win rate statistics are going to be in the description. So if you are interested, you can check those out. Also, if you like my channel and you want to help support and see more of this content, there's also an option to subscribe. So here is the list that I was looking at. This is so the credit goes to Prez Kuhnke. This is the first place winning list for mono white control. And I was kind of looking at the list. This is for best of 3. So I decided to see if I could adapt it to best of 1 and maybe just kind of see, with our current meta with so much Simic aggro, mono green aggro, it seems like a much faster format. So I decided to cut some of the top end, ended up shaving down to just 1 copy of Elspeth Stormslayer, 1 copy of Overlord of the Mistmoors is kind of my top end. Keeping the 1 copy of Ultima just against the artifacts deck, it's pretty great. And then keeping kind of the natural shell here, it has a really nice engine where it uses 4 copies of Voice of Victory to set up a turn where your opponent is unable to counter your spells. Basically, you play this on 2 against control, ideally. If they kill it, then they're tapped out, and so you're able to resolve either Caretaker's Talent or Enduring Innocence. If your Voice of Victory survives, then when you play this on 3, you can attack, and then the Mobilize will trigger the card draw off either Enduring Innocence or Caretaker's Talent. So that's kind of the engine, and then we use that to get a lot of card advantage, draw a bunch of cards, and I wanted to sort of take away the previous list had like 3 copies of Overlord of the Mistmoors, 2 copies of Elspeth. It also ran 4 copies of Carrot Cake, which I find to be just a little bit too low impact, so I ended up cutting that out. I had also only ran 25 land, and I knew that I wanted to run 27 sources to really make sure we were hitting our land drops on time and fully maximizing our land. And then I added in some extra removal. So I added 3 copies of Authority of the Consuls, which is really good against like the mono red decks. It helps you kind of buy a little bit of time against Simic aggro or mono white aggro, just to get to like a board wipe, something like that. Keeping in 4 copies of Seam Rip to deal with kind of early, pesky problems. It's also nice against like opposing Authority of the Consuls. And then for the removal suite, shaved 1 copy of Get Lost, so we're running 3 copies of Get Lost to help us deal with Planeswalkers, enchantments, and creatures at instant speed. Notably, like Ouroboros is a great target for this. And then added 3 copies of Parting Gust. I really like this card. This allows us to not only cleanly deal with an opposing threat at instant speed for 2 mana, to exile it, which is super relevant against certain cards like Tyvar or like Enduring Curiosity. It's really nice against targets like that. But also, we can use it to sort of flash out one of our own creatures and have it return to the +1/+1 counter at the beginning of the next end step. So if they do like a board wipe, we can save an important creature like Voice of Victory and then have it come back at the end of the turn and then set up for the next turn. So I really like that little added bonus. We give them a fish if we do that, but it's just a 1/1, it's not a big deal. And if we have Authority of the Consuls, we even gain some life on the exchange. And then I also added in 3 copies of Kutzil's Flanker, which I think is really important right now for a couple reasons. This is a fantastic answer to Reanimator. It's also a really nice defensive tool when you're playing against Esper Mill, because what they'll typically try to do is they'll try to play the 6 mana board wipe, the Singularity, whatever it's called, kill all your creatures, and then mill half your library. And then immediately after that on the following turn, they want to set up the artifact, the 2 mana artifact. I think it's like the River Churn. I can't remember what it's called, but basically they can exhaust it one time to mill you for the amount of cards in your graveyard. And so what you can do is you can respond, play Kutzil's Flanker, target yourself, and exile your own graveyard. And then it just does nothing, which is really, really nice. So kind of nice defensive play against that specific deck. And Esper Mill is doing pretty well in the meta right now, so it's a nice little answer to have. Also, it can kind of buy you a little bit of time, help you scry, give you some life against mono red, just an all-around useful tool to kind of tie the deck together. And then in addition, I also added 2 copies of Pinnacle Starcage, because there are enough times where mono green is just going to get an overwhelming start on like turns 2 or 3, and if you don't have an immediate answer, you just sort of lose. So I think Pinnacle Starcage is really nice because we can use it. It doesn't hit anything in our own deck except for Voice of Victory, and so I think it's a small price to pay to be able to deal with kind of a bunch of really early push. And we can also use it as like a late game mechanic to make a little bit of an army. So we can then pay 8 mana, sacrifice it, make a bunch of tokens, and since we're already in the token game, we can kind of make good use of those tokens because I decided to add a full playset of Abandoned Air Temple, which the previous version of the RCQ did not have because the card wasn't printed yet. So this is a really, really nice option. Because this can be used on all of the tokens to create a really quick army sort of out of nowhere. We have 4 copies of Fountain Port to help make blue fish tokens. We have Secluded Starforge to help make us 2/2 colorless robots. And then we have Elspeth to make a bunch of tokens at the top. We also have Overlord of the Mistmoors to make a bunch of 2/1 white insect creature tokens with flying. So we have a lot of ways to make tokens. We also have Voice of Victory tokens. And so I think that Abandoned Air Temple is just really powerful. And it just represents an enormous threat that they kind of have to deal with. I also nudged the number of Demolition Fields up to 3, partially because I'm playing 27 land instead of 25, so we have a little bit of extra room. It feels pretty good with 3. I had it at 4 initially, but I was having enough hands where I didn't really have any white mana, and you do want to have, access to double white fairly early for some of these spells. So kind of adjusting these numbers here a little bit, but I like how it's been playing. One notable card that I removed, I took out Beza, and I think in the initial deck, because it wasn't playing Authority of the Consuls in the main deck, Beza was pretty important just to kind of stabilize. But I think now that we have Authority, we don't really need to rely on it as much, and it's really not an endgame finisher in the same way that Overlord or Elspeth really are. So yeah, those are the changes. Been playing it on ladder. I think we're up to like Platinum 2, so it's starting to work. I'm just sort of beginning on ladder, but it's fun. Yeah. So let's go ahead and hop into the event. And I think that, some days I'm going to have time to do a best of 1 standard event, and other days I'll just be doing probably ladder games. So just to let you know, if you are one of my regular viewers, kind of sort of the plan. But as a normal aggro player, like, it's sort of a very different feel. I really actually kind of enjoy it. So here we are for game 1. Okay, we have a little bit of early interaction. We have a nice finisher, which we can start on 4. Bunch of land. This looks great. Happy to keep. And I am just going to go ahead and get the Sunken Citadel down over the Authority, just to have access to kind of good mana. Playing this on 2 is certainly fine. Okay, so it looks like we're up against Simic Aggro. Yeah, we're going to want to have access to Parting Gust for Ouroboros or Tyvar, and so I think we want to hold that if we can, and maybe just play Consuls this turn. Now, there is a question, is it better to do Parting Gust on if they have like a Badger Mole Cub on 2, because that can spiral out of control? And it really can, so I don't know if it's better to wait for Ouroboros with our Parting Gust, or if we want to just do the Authority here. I'm going to go with Authority. I don't know if it's right. I think that, yeah, I just don't know is the real answer. Also, I think Simic aggro doesn't run Craterhoof, or at least not all versions of it do. So I'm less worried about just getting totally blown out if we don't have access to... yeah, so like we won't need this Departing Gust for like the Craterhoof. This is kind of nice because the Authority also hampers their mana a little bit since they weren't able to use that to tap. So it's a little nice there. Let's get... I think I'm going to get a Demo Field down. You can use the Demo Fields to get rid of their land creatures that they create with Badger Mole Cub, so it's just another thing to keep in mind. Oh, you know what? That was a mistake. I should have held up Parting Gust because they can now play Ouroboros. I forgot that they get this on 3. Okay, they didn't have it, but yeah, for future reference, I think I should have held the mana up for Ouroboros since they did have the mana to play it on turn 3 and also turn 4. So that was a pretty big mistake. Now we're going to be really paying for it since we have a bunch of extra damage coming in. So yeah, even a seemingly minor misstep is kind of a big deal. They do have counter magic, so we should probably deal with it now. So I think I'm just going to Parting Gust it now. But yeah, that was still getting used to the deck. So hopefully you guys learn from my mistakes as well. Now we're hoping to draw into one of our board wipes, which we have 3 in the deck. And they have Ouroboros number 2. This is looking pretty bad. And Sabsunin, wow. Okay, so this might just be a wipe. Yeah, we're facing a ton of damage here. They're going to be hitting us for at least 8 next turn. We've got the Parting Gust. That thing is Trample. I think we might just be dead here, but I think we have to get rid of the Ouroboros. It represents more damage. So I guess we Parting Gust the Ouroboros. Then we can make a token. I guess if we make a token first... No, we don't have enough mana. Never mind. And we can block here, gain a little bit of life. I suppose we're just chumping a 4/4. We're taking 8, 10, 11, 15, 18, 24. So we're not dead. I guess we could attack with Enduring Innocence. But blocking will save us a little bit of damage. I think that's fine. We hit our land drop, so yeah, let's just pass. So we pretty much need to draw a board wipe, I think almost exactly Ultima at this point. And even then, it doesn't deal with Sabsunin. So we block here, just try to prevent as much damage as possible. It's not gonna do it. Actually, maybe we should have saved our token so we could sacrifice it for another attempt at a board wipe. That might have been correct. Don't think we can survive another turn. This thing can't attack next turn, which is nice. So we're looking at 4, 7, 10, 13, 16. I guess if we use both of these, we can maybe make it another turn. All right, let's do Innocence first here. Okay, we got to go with Flanker now. I suppose we could use also Fountain Port and then draw 2 cards on next turn. So maybe we're not just dead, but it's not looking good. All right, that's a little bit of extra life. I guess now we can maybe set a stop on our upkeep and then do the Fountain Port for this attack. All right, let's block the biggest targets here. Okay, now if we Kutzil's Flanker on our upkeep, is that any better than just drawing 2 cards? It's kind of the same. I guess we also gain the 2 life, so that's potentially, actually that's irrelevant. The life doesn't matter here. Maybe we just make a token instead and then use that if we miss, since we see, I guess this could potentially see 3 cards. So, yeah. We need, also, we have enough land here, so we've got to hit exactly, I think. Okay, well, there's the Ultima. I don't know that we don't have the mana to cast it. So we have to go for the next best option. Yeah, unfortunately, we're 1 mana short. I think we ran out of time, but yeah, it's over at this point. Okay, so that small play, that seemingly small play was a very big misplay, and needed to keep the mana up for the Orbroid. So 0 and 1. Okay, we're on the play. I like this hand. We've got mana, some early stuff to do. We'll lead out here with the plains into Authority. But yeah, mental note, going into their turn 3, we got to be ready for Got to be ready for nonsense. Okay, we don't have the answer here for Ouroboros, but we do have Seamrip. So we could get rid of their Pollinator, but I think we want to wait one turn to try and see if they have a Badger Mole Cub, because they usually play it on 2. So we're just going to go ahead and go for Authority here. Okay, this is the mono green version, or I guess the Gruul version. So this one definitely does have Craterhoof. Although I guess they've got no other mana dorks, so they're just setting up. But this means we have another turn to do stuff. So I think now we just go for Enduring Innocence. Are they missing on land? No, never mind. Okay, there's the Badger Mole Cub. Nice thing is here, the Authority is hampering their mana a little bit because the Badger Mole Cub they would have used with the Pollinator, but they don't have access to it now. So they can get to 3 mana, but they can't get to 4. Which is super relevant. Okay, so there's the Get Lost. We save that for their turn. We're still going to be able to Seamrip their Badger Mole Cub. Let's get in first. See if we can get a little bit of life. If they trade, we're fine with that. Hamper their mana a little bit, and then hold the Get Lost for their Ouroboros, which they can still very much play. Okay, they're going for it. Set a stop on their main. And let's just get rid of it. Although actually, I suppose I should have done it during... No, I need to kill it before combat, that's right. So that it doesn't trigger. Whew, another Badger Mole Cub ready to go. Okay, now we're going to save Seamrip for their next Badger Mole Cub, and we will go ahead with Overlord of the Mistmoors. So they do have enough, I think. Let's see, what do they have? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 mana. So they could play Craterhoof, but it would just be attacking by itself, and we're at 32. So we're okay for the moment. But if they have another Ouroboros, it's pretty rough. Bramble Familiar is also quite good for them. They can use that to go and find a Crater Hoof. So we've got to either kill them quickly or wipe the board very fast. Without the Badger Mole, they still will be able to cast Crater Hoof. It just will take them a lot more mana. So we definitely need to get rid of Badger Mole this turn. And then we can make a token. Or actually we can do Caretaker's Talent. That's probably better. So let's do... Okay, let's start with the Seam Rip. And then tap our mana carefully here. Level it up. And make a copy of one of their flyers, draw some cards. There's the Pinnacle Star Cage. Okay, so 36, I think we attack here, because, yeah, even if they play Crater Hoof, they won't be able to attack with it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures. So if they tap all of that, they'll have +8 +8, so that's 13. +9 is 22. +11 is 33. And they'll have, I think, +9 if they play a land. Okay, so I don't know if it all tramples. I think we can block some of it. So I think we're okay. Actually, I think it does. They do gain trample, right? So I guess if they have Crater Hoof, they could kill us here. I think it's trample. Oh, but I forgot about the authority. Yeah, so I guess maybe we would have been able to survive it if we stayed home with the benefit from the authority. It would be close. But either way, they don't have it. And now we can actually just kill them, so that works too with our Abandoned Air Temple. Or our Caretaker's Talent, either one. I guess we'll just level up this. All right, 1-1. Having the backup Star Cage though definitely feels good. And I think Authority did a lot of work there. It prevented them from kind of going a little bit faster. So I really like Authority in this deck. All right, opening hand looks good. We have a little bit of removal, a talent, some land. Okay, up against mono white enchantments. Let's lead out here. Oh, actually, let's Seam Rip that real quick. This card is a problem. And we have enough extra land, so we don't need to worry about playing the Citadel. So, yeah, this will be a nice turn 1 Seam Rip, turn 2 Voice, turn 3 Caretaker. That's the basic idea. That is one of their better creatures, so... Okay, now we just want to Parting Gust that. Actually, we can't because it's a token. That's right. That's a problem. Well, hopefully we don't die. So I guess we just go for the original plan of Caretaker's Talent. The other question is if we wanted to do like Flanker instead. We don't get the card, but we do get 2 extra life, which might matter. I guess it just depends on how many more enchantments they have. If they have like 2 more pieces that aren't ethereal armor, potentially goes up to like 10 damage. I think we want to go for the card draw here to try to draw out of this situation. Yeah, this is the one downside of Parting Gust. It can't target tokens. Okay. They had 2 more, but one was in... Yeah. Well, the 2 life wouldn't have mattered. Alright, tough beats. This could be a short run. I think in most situations, Parting Gust is pretty good, but it cannot target tokens. And the double ethereal armor is pretty rough. Okay, I think this hand doesn't work because we don't have enough actual white mana. That's better. I think we just throw back maybe a demo field. So maybe, yeah, I guess I'll have to keep seeing how it plays out, but maybe going down to like 2 demo field is better. Decks that play Authority usually don't have many attackers. Authority is kind of annoying, so getting rid of it is probably okay here. This is probably artifacts or... Interesting, okay. Esper Enchantments. Alright, let's lead out with Innocence. Pinnacle is pretty good, especially since it doesn't target. This will be a nice pickup for us. Especially since it's so hard to target the aerialist. I think we just want to do it now. Just reset. Yeah, this is really good against this deck. Okay, aerialist number 2. Deep Cavern Bat is going to get our Parting Gust, unfortunately. Okay. Or I guess they didn't. I mean, I'd rather have the Parting Gust, I'm pretty sure. Huh. Well, I guess let's attack, and then we can make a token, draw some cards. I think that's better than Parting Gust their Cavern Bat. I think I'd rather do that. I think we still need to hit land drop, so we'll do it this turn. Ooh, Overlord is quite good. Elspeth is also quite good. Overlord draws us a card, gets some blockers, does everything we want. I guess theoretically we could have attacked first. Now we can play Authority. I guess now let's attack. Still happy to trade if they want. Sure. Okay, now they can take, I guess now they're taking Elspeth 100%. That's fine. So if we Parting Gust the Caretaker's talent, can play that. We could just play Voice of Victory though. I don't think it really matters. We do want the Elspeth back. Yeah, let's do Voice of Victory for now. Okay, another Caretaker's talent. I think we just want Elspeth. So we're happy to get in with one of these. I guess I'm just going to Parting Gust it now, just in case they draw protection. I want the Elspeth. Yeah, that's going to do it. All right, 2 and 2. Opening hand looks great. We've got the Dream set up. We're going first. Have one piece of removal. We'll start with a Sunken Temple. And then turn 2 Victory, turn 3 Innocence. The nice thing too is we play Voice of Victory and they can't kill it in response since it basically ends the turn. So they could kill it main phase, but then we could still play Innocence. I suppose they can be annoying and do that. But then we can just play Caretaker's Talent and it still works. Innocence would be better, so I'd prefer to play Innocence over Caretaker's Talent since it has the added benefit of having lifelink and 2 steps to kill it, but that's fine. All right, so now we'll go for Innocence. We'll let the card draw commence. Slasher is pretty good. What do we want to do here? I think we just probably want to Parting Gust that. It's a pretty good Parting Gust target. And then Voice of Victory. And that feels pretty good. I guess technically let's do the Cavern Bat. So we'll skip the Voice of Victory, but we'll... Actually, I don't want to destroy this. I just want to... I guess we ignore the bat. Because you really do want to remove that creature, if at all possible, so it doesn't come back. Now, if they kill one of our voices, we have another way to make tokens. And then we can go for Caretaker's Talent next turn and start working up the chain. Bloodletter is good. Bloodletter is definitely a problem. Alright, I guess we go for Caretaker's Talent into Voice, but we do not attack. Actually, we can attack through. I suppose, yeah, we can trade with the fish for one of them, and then that's fine. Either way, let's play the Caretaker's Talent first. Actually, let's tap that differently. Actually, never mind. Alright, Caretaker's Talent first. Now we can attack. And I think we full send here. We want the life. We're happy to trade with the token. Then we'll see what we draw. Okay, that's fine. Now we could play Voice, or we could copy one of these 1/1s. I'd rather play Voice. And then next turn we can Star Cage if we have to get back the Get Lost for the Bloodletter, if we need to. Okay, I guess they've had enough. That'll work. 3 and 2. Opening hand looks good. We have a little bit of a slow hand, but we do have a piece of removal. Have a talent. Got 3 land. Start with Sunken Citadel here for white. Up against some Simic. Ooh, actually Bant. I wonder if this is like the Bant airbending bounce nonsense infinite loop deck. Or it's just another Badgermole Cub deck. It could be one of those. Parting Gust. We want to have that actually up on 2, since they could potentially have Ouroboros next turn. So we want to prepare for that. Pass. Yeah, these green decks are so fast. Katara. Oh yeah. I guess we can Parting Gust that also. So it's an ally deck? Interesting. Yeah, I think I want the Katara gone. They can probably do somewhat disgusting things with it. Here we could just play a talent. We could play a Citadel. Could hold up Flanker. Even do a Star Cage, although it's not a great Star Cage. I'm not sure what to do here. Because like we don't have stuff to make tokens yet. Actually, never mind. That's not true. We have Mistmoors. Okay, yeah, we go for, because we have the 4th mana here, we go for Caretaker's Talent into Mistmoors next turn. That's the plan. Provided that they don't do something crazy. Okay, Aang is really good. Yeah, so I guess like a Bant Allies deck. Okay, Enduring Innocence is good. Still think it's Mistmoors here. We could play... Yeah, I think we just want to do the Mistmoors for sure. Seems like our best bet. Gets some tokens, gets us a card. Gets us closer to a board wipe. Now, I think for Aang, they have to die for him to flip. So if they're removed with Starcage, then that doesn't flip him, I believe. Oh, leaves the battlefield. Never mind. He flips either way. And then he starts Earthbending. But Earthbending can be picked up by Starcage, so it's not the worst. Alright, you've got tricks. We could double block. I mean, they almost certainly have some kind of trick to protect Aang. The thing is, we sort of want these tokens here because then we can copy them. So I think we just take the hit and go to 14. Keeps Aang from flipping. There's a talent. All right, so let's start by... Actually, let's play the next talent, then copy it. Yeah, I think that's better. Although Innocence is almost as good. Actually, this gives us a little bit of life, potentially. So maybe we Innocence first, and then copy the token. I think I like that a little more. They could have, like, Swift Savior here, actually. If they have the... That would be a beating. That's probably what they have. Alright, now we can copy the token. If they do have Swift Savior, they just want to airbend the token in response. Sure. Okay. I suppose theoretically we could have attacked first, but if they had Aang attacking is bad anyways. And now we are just really feeling it. I don't even know if we can survive this attack, actually, because they can flip Aang. 5, 6, 7. Well, let's see if we survive. We might not. Okay. Probably less likely to survive now, but if we do survive, Pinnacle Starcage is pretty sweet. Although we need like a hard piece of board wipe here, because they have a fair number of three mana cost or higher. All right, so I think we are definitely chumping here. They're playing it super safe. I guess we start with Starcage, and if that fails, we Starcage. Two, 4, 6, 7. Is that right? So they can't flip Aang right now? Well, that's pretty great. Hopefully Starcage does some work. Maybe they have another Aang. Appa. Oof. Okay. Appa's really good. Also, Appa will flip Ang. Okay, so yeah, we're in major trouble here. They can still play Ang because it has flash, and their mana hasn't drained yet. Flanker can buy us a little bit of life. We don't have anything to copy yet, so I think we just pass. They're going to play Ang end of turn. It's a little rough. Ooh, they didn't play Ang. That was surprising. Okay, they're going to make a bunch of allies and a bunch of tokens. Okay, we can block the Tylee at least. That's kind of nice. Never mind, they can counter it with Ang. I guess they just didn't care. Those don't really help. We'll trade with Tylee though, if they give me the chance. Okay, they're gonna attempt to counter my Pinnacle Starcage here. But we can pay for the Airbend since it's only Airbend 2. So I think we start with Authority. That way we have 6 mana, so we have the extra 2 for the Starcage. If they want to counter it, we can do it again. I guess they can airbend the Pinnacle, so it's kind of a... Alright, let's play the Endurance again, that's fine. Okay, and we got an Overlord. Can we try to stabilize in this crazy game? At least we're gaining life here. Coda is quite good. Oh my lord. Yeah, I don't know that we can come back from this. Alright, so what can we do here? Play the land. Because next turn they just like swing for $1 billion. Let's play the talent. I think. Then when we swing, we're going to make some tokens. We'll draw 3 cards. We can copy it if we need to. I think... Does everything fly? I guess a Coda doesn't fly, so we can just attack with Overlord here. Definitely, I think we need to kill Ang. This Appa is super annoying, but I think Ang is way more dangerous. Okay, never mind. We're not killing anything. That works. Okay, now we can play another talent and then copy off one of the other ones. Actually, wait a second, let's tap that differently. Oh wait, doesn't actually matter. Okay, let's play a talent. Get this to level 2. Not sure if we're dead yet, but it's pretty close. So they can pay 6 and like 2 more to flip Ang and attacked for approximately $1 billion. Maybe they just set up for it next turn. I think our plan here is to try to dig for a board wipe. So I think we do want to trade with all of this stuff. Oh, you know, but he already attacked, so that's not going to happen now. Yeah, I think he wanted to do that before he attacked. All right, so he's going to... let's see, how do we want to do this? Definitely want to kill Ang. And I guess let's keep one of these around so we can copy it with one of these other ones here. I think we have one more copy to go. Actually, oh my god, they're tapped out. Maybe we should have just like not blocked. And could we swung for lethal? Oh geez, maybe that was a mistake. 2, 4, 6, 8. We could have... Do we have mana? Could have double pumped +4/+4. So yeah, that was okay. We missed lethal. Oh my god. Gotta pay attention. I suppose if they had like another creature, it wouldn't necessarily be lethal. But we very possibly just missed lethal there. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, let's start with copying, see if we can salvage this game. We are going to draw a bunch of cards, so mistakes were made. A whole lot. Alright, so we probably want this abandoned air temple. We can pump these up a little bit. Huh. We have 7 mana, so we don't have enough to double pump. So I think we just want more authorities. Let's see, because I think we want to be able to make a token next turn, so that's 4 mana, or that's... Okay, we can do at least 1 authority. And I think we have enough for a Voice of Victory as well. Actually, I think we can do that and the... Yeah, we can do this. And we can also do the authority, and then we can still make a token. Okay, this was definitely a little bit of a botched turn, but it is what it is. Oh my god, Aang at the Crossroads. Here we go. Please learn from my mistakes. I'm having fun, but I'm not playing the best. See if we can fight our way back here. And Katara, oh good lord. We really need a board wipe here. Okay. He's earthbending, oh, because he's got double triggers, right? Let's draw a quick 4 cards. All right, we've got a 4 coming in. I think we chump the 4, kill a 1/1. Oh god, and then this one flips, but then they have to pick one. So that kind of works. All right. Demolition Field is actually pretty good right here. Can kill their Earthbend token with it. Now, I think, again, we want to just draw some cards, see if we can find something. I guess let's start with Voice. Careful how we tap our mana here. Oh, it's not a token. That's right. We have to make a token. Forgot. I might just suicide this voice in just so we can draw some cards. Because I don't want to tap all this other mana. So we still have enough mana to, let's see, we would have to tap this and this and this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to suicide a voice in here. Okay, those are fun cards, but they are not what we need right now. Actually, hilariously, we could use the Demolition Field to get rid of their Cavernous Souls. So I think I'm just going to do that so they don't kill the voice. Where is it? We have one Ultima we're trying to get to. Oh my god, this game. Okay, so we can get lost. Their Katara is probably a good move. Yeah, let's get through combat. Can still Elspeth. Elspeth is also pretty good, although Elspeth just gets mobbed. So maybe we don't do Elspeth just yet. We could set up with voice. Could seam rip something here. Maybe they're Momo. Alright, so we probably kill... Actually, Aang is super annoying. Okay, let's kill Aang. And then let's seam rip. Actually, if we voice... No, I don't think we have enough for voice. We can seam rip the Momo. And then I think we just need to pass. Lose a couple land. Oh, Aang is back. And he's triggering twice. Yeah, it was between him and Katara. I didn't know which was better. Charming Prince. Oh my god. This is pretty ridiculous. Yep. And there's another Aang. So we're gonna make a token, draw 4 more cards, and have about a 1 in 5 chance of finding our board wipe. Nope. Okay, so I think we'll take 4 and chump here. Actually, hang on, can we kill him next turn? If we play Elspeth, make everything fly. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, let's just not lose this game. We were having so much fun looking for our nonsense. Oh god, he's back. Aang is back. Oh my god. I think they're still dead though, because we just use Elspeth to make everything fly. Oh god, never mind. Maybe not. Okay, we needed these Voice of Victories to actually be in play. All of my plans, they didn't include Aang Swift Savior. Okay, we might want to, on our upkeep, use our Kutzil's flanker to see if we can find the answer. Be careful how we tap our mana. Yeah, okay. Because I don't think we can kill them right now. Let's see. They are tapped out of flyers. If we play Elspeth, and how much mana do we have? We'll have 1 extra mana. So 7, 9, 10 mana. Okay, we can give everything +2/+2 in flying. 4, 8, not enough. Okay. So we got to go for flanker. Okay, it's not an answer. Or not the answer, I should say. Also not the answer. I think we just want to play a plains here. Actually, let's start with making a token. Actually, if we make a token, we don't have enough mana for... Oh my god. Okay, I think we just got to play Voice, because that's the only thing we can play and have enough mana to still cast it. Nope, we missed. Okay. Now, can we survive? Is the real answer. Probably not. Which mana do we have? We have 5 mana. So we can play Voice plus Enduring Innocence. We could have done that in a different order. That was a mistake. Alright, I don't know that we can survive this turn. Yeah, we had one window and we screwed it up. So we have 19 cards in deck. We have about a 1 in 4 chance of drawing it now if we survive through this turn, which is pretty unlikely. Yeah, Katara was way better. I did not realize how completely busted this card was. Are they doing another turn of setup? I mean, this gives us a chance. It's a lot of damage. 7, 12, 17, 23. Okay, we just take it and kill them. I mean, that works for me. I think that works. Unless they get another Ang Swift Savior. Okay, they have one blocker. Actually, they won't have a blocker because our guy will be flying. Okay. Whew. I think we successfully navigated this, potentially, maybe. All I can say is Authority of the Consuls just kept us in this game. Alright, they can lock down both of our voices again. Oh my god. This game. This game. Holy Lord. Alright. So... Alright. We have 6, 10, 11 mana. It's enough for... he's at 32 life. Holy Jesus. Alright, I think we need to try to find the board wipe again. Because thanks to them locking down both voices, we still can't kill them. Nope, didn't find it. Alright, down to 13 cards. Oh my god. We are for sure dead if we can't kill them. Oh god. Alright, play voice. Okay, we're attackers, we're not attacking. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, we need to kill Katara. I think we're just dead. We're super dead. Yeah, we didn't quite get there. Could not find our one copy. It is what it is. And I think they're all indestructible, but they're not, can't be targeted. Yeah, we're super dead, unfortunately, but so we had one turn window, and then basically because they kept futzing with our Voice of Victory, we couldn't get the win because they were too high life total to fly over and do a bunch of nonsense. And so we needed to draw our one copy of Ultima, which we could not draw to save our lives. And as a result, this is where we're at. This is the longest, most painful game. Oh my lord. Oh. Oh, down to 13 cards. Oh my god. It's okay. It's great. It's great. Magic is great. Oh my god. Alright guys. And that's going to do it. So we ended up going... Oh, let's see. 3-3. So could have done a lot better, but made a number of different players. So still kind of getting used to the deck, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let's take a look at the stats. All right, the deck in the events is currently 54% win rate, 71% on the play, 33% on the draw, 7 wins and 6 losses. There's been 2 versions of the deck, so yeah, this version went 3-3. The last version I think went 4-3, but I don't know. It's fun to play. If you guys watched through all of this, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys. Again, if you do like my content and you do want to see more, consider subscribing or consider becoming a member for 99 cents a month to have early access to all of my videos. Okay, and then what would I change? So I think going forward, looking back at what worked, what didn't work, I might end up cutting maybe 1 Demolition Field just so we have access to better mana to be able to keep more hands. But maybe we can get away with 3. Other than that, the mana felt pretty good. I think I also am 100% upping the ultimate count to 2 because holy God, we drew through like 30 cards and couldn't find it. And I mean, it's impressive we drew that many cards, but yeah, I think we need to be able to have a solid answer that just gets the job done, no questions asked. So a second copy of Ultima I think is probably in order. And I don't know, put it in the comments, anything else that you thought stood out or would be better. But we'll see you for the next one.